everyone, it's activity time, and in an activity lesson, we're going to be back in Colonial America. Let's turn to page 57. I have some vocabulary. I'll say, you say after me. Attend, machine, schoolmaster, Colonial Schools. If a town was large enough, there was a school for children to attend. Some towns were still growing. They did not have a school yet. Learning was very important to colonial families. Most colonial children were taught to read at home. Most colonists were farmers. They did not have machines that farmers have today. When a job had to be done on the farm, the children helped. They did most of their learning during seasons when there was less farm to be done. You see that, just like I said, if a town was large enough, that was school for children to attend. Look at here. This is one school room. It only have one room. See, this is the window, this is the roof, and on the top has the bell. Did you know how the students get to the school? They had no bus or car to drive. They had to walk. Children need to walk 3 or 5 miles to town. Remember, there was no cars and buses during the colonial days. How did the children get to school? He walked. Many times colonial children walked 3 or 4 miles to a schoolhouse. So let's stop for a moment. Just like I said, the children get to go to school by walking. Even in winter, they get to walk. Even in the cold, they get to walk. Hot, they get to walk everywhere. They need to get to walk. Sometimes the child have a horse to drive, and they ride till they get to school. Learning was so important to colonial families that there were 6 schools day each week. Even Saturday was in a school day. In most colonial schoolhouses, a man called the schoolmaster was the teacher. Let's pause. So you see, a colonial schoolhouse have a teacher that is called a schoolmaster. You did not call a teacher in colonial days. For a long time, schoolhouses had only one room. No matter how old they were, all the children were taught in the same room. In some schools, the children sat on benches instead of at desks. There were few blackboards and maps. If they did not have paper, students wrote on pieces of bark. From birch tree. During winter, a fireplace warmed the schoolhouse. Every child took turns bringing fireworks from home to school. Alright, so what did we learn today? Today we learned about colonial school. If a town was still growing, did it have school to learn? No! If a town was large, there would be school to attend. Did children get to go to the same school? Did they get to learn in the same room? Yes, some still learn in the same room, but they go to different schools. How did a child get to school? Student watching, they get to school by walking. They had to walk to 3 or 4 miles to town. What did they write? Did they write on paper like today? No, they write on the branch of a bird tree. Did they sat on desks all the time? No, some schools use a bench to sit on. All right, so we finish our lesson now. Bye. See you next time.